I am so excited to join you today for conversations with each of the four amazing We Are Emily Award honorees. The We Are Emily Award honors extraordinary women who are making significant impacts on our nation through consistent leadership and inspiration to the Emily's List community. The four senators we are honoring today, Senators Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, and Elizabeth Warren, each serve our country every day with determination and strength in the Senate. Watching them each take a brave step forward to run for president during one of the most important elections of our lives inspired us all. These four trailblazers have made and continue to make enormous progress for women and girls across the country. I want to hear more from them about the stories behind the viral moments, about what inspired them to keep up the fight, and about running in the extraordinary primary that will ensure that today's little girls will have the confidence to put themselves on the ballot in the years to come. So I'm going to ask them all about it, but I would like to start with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Here's a little bit about her. Hi, Annie. Inspired by her grandmother, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand began her time as a public servant when she was elected to the House of Representatives in 2006. She became a senator in 2009, where she has worked on a number of issues, including authoring the Stock Act and fighting for paid leave and military justice reform. And in 2019, she stepped up to run for president of the United States. Hello, Senator Gillibrand.
Hello.
So we're going to get the questions going. So you ran an unapologetically feminist campaign talking about the challenges women faced. Even your logo was pink. Tell us about what made you make that choice.
Well, it was certainly, it was very natural for me. It was something that I thought represented who I am. I think authenticity is really important in political campaigns. And so I wanted to run a campaign about the issues that I'd really championed. And I like to focus on issues where there are no champions, where people are either voiceless or no one listens to their voices. Oftentimes that's women. It's often people with disabilities, LGBTQ Americans, people of color. And so these are the issues that I have focused on. And I think having that pink logo just sort of spoke to this is an inclusive campaign. My colors were pink, white, and black. So it was a very intended to be an inclusive message.
Yeah, speaking of that message, there was a viral moment on the campaign in which you explained white privilege to an Ohioan who argued that her family had faced challenges as well. Why was that important in that moment?
Well, it was part of my Broken Promises bus tour where I was traveling around Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania to talk about all the promises Trump made and all the things he broke. And I was in Youngstown, Ohio, and a white woman with her young child, a baby named Alexander, was visibly angry. And we were talking about a whole range of issues, but we were talking about how President Trump was being divisive. And she raised her hand and I called on her and she said, well, you Democrats, you're divisive too. I don't understand what you're talking about when you use these phrases, so-called white privilege. We've just lost all our jobs. I don't feel I have any privilege. I don't know how you can use that term without dividing the country. So it was a very important question, and she was feeling very, very attacked. And so I wanted to, fully understand where she was coming from. And so I first said, first of all, white privilege does not mean that you are privileged in that you have wealth or unlimited opportunity or that things are going well for you. You can have white privilege and be suffering, just as this community is suffering in Youngstown, Ohio, where people are unemployed and just lost jobs. They just laid off thousands of workers, some with a text message, and some were given a 24 hours to decide whether they would move states to keep their job.
Wow.
And so I said, I understand you don't feel privileged right now, but the conversation about white privilege is a very different conversation. It's about the protection you are given because the color of your skin is white. It's about the deference you're given because the color of skin is white. It's about looking at your son, Alexander. I said, your son, because of the whiteness of his skin, there will be incidents in his life where that protects him. And I gave her a couple of examples. I said, when your kid is with his girlfriend and smokes pot as a teenager, because he's white, he might not actually be arrested. If he is arrested, he might not be incarcerated. If he's because he's white, he might not be incarcerated and be unable to post bail, meaning he'll have a criminal record.
Right.
So the issues that I fight for, like ending cash bail, um, won't necessarily apply to Alexander. I said, when your son is in a car accident or his car breaks down and knocks out a home to get help, his whiteness is what protects him and allows that help to be given. If he was a black teenage boy, he might be harmed. He could be shot. I mean, these are the real risks that a woman of a black son have to take because they have to explain to their son, you're not safe.
Yeah.
Or if your son buys a pack of Skittles and sticks it in his pocket and puts his hoodie up, he's not likely to be shot. So I wanted to tell her that that's what white privilege is. It's that her whiteness or her son's whiteness protects him. Whereas if she was a mother of a black son, she'd be much more fearful, and that she has to understand that I will address her concerns and worries with economic ruin and lack of employment and all the things we need to do to create a growing economy. But I also need direct, really responsive solutions to racism and institutional and systemic racism in society by focusing on healthcare problems, education and job problems, opportunities like making sure we have postal banking and access to capital for Black-owned businesses. So I need to address both problems uniquely and separately, but it doesn't minimize her personal loss. And so I did my best to explain that to her because she was in a position where she couldn't understand it. And even today, despite everything that's been done and all of the advocacy around Black Lives Matter, there's still many people who do not understand what white privilege means. And my job as an ally is not only to lift up the voices of Black and brown people who aren't being listened to, but also to take on this issue, to explain to other Americans that white privilege is something that you have an obligation to do something with if you have it.
Well, listen, I think you just moved from ally to accomplice, lady. That was an amazing explanation for what it actually is. That was amazing. Um, Moving to this, what do you wish that people knew about the challenges that women candidates face? Because it's a special road for you guys. What do you wish that people knew?
Well, I think it's important that we had 6 women run for president this cycle because each one of us is very different. We all have different areas of expertise and different vision for the country. And, when Hillary Clinton ran for president, she clearly put down a marker. And never again could someone say that a woman who's running for president isn't qualified or
Right.
capable or able to job. So that conversation about women not being qualified was really nipped in the bud by Hillary Clinton. And so what made me proudest about these candidates was that they all not only aspired to great things for their country, but had plans to get there and had a vision and real campaigns. And so I was really proud. I was especially proud of my Senate colleagues because I'm friends with all of them. And so we did spend most of the campaign cheering each other on and sending each other text messages. How's it going? That debate was great. I actually got to do a debate standing next to Kamala, which was fabulous. I never got to do a debate with Amy or Liz, but it's a camaraderie and an affection that we have for each other that I think there was a shared pride among us that we all could have been great presidents, but it was wonderful that we all ran because we put our ideas out there. And today, a lot of our ideas are being used. I was most proud of my family Bill of Rights, where I put out a very far-ranging set of priorities like national paid leave, affordable daycare, universal pre-K, equal pay, making it more affordable to have a child, with making sure a child survives the first 6 months with baby bundles. All of that, a lot has been taken by Vice President Biden, and he has his own history and extraordinary experience on women's issues and leading on them. But I saw a lot of my pieces of the Family Bill of Rights in a press event he just did last week. So I think each of us had things we put out into the ether that we were particularly proud of, that I think not only will be part of our nominee, Vice President Biden's platform, but will be part of what we do as Democrats when we govern and we have the presidency and have the Senate, because those awesome Senate candidates that we've gotten to listen to in this conference.
Yes. Now, I have loved this time with you. Before we end, I want to throw a couple of rapid fire questions your way. So we're just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, we ready?
Ready.
Okay. What was your pump up music on the campaign trail?
I loved the latest Lizzo album was excellent. It
Guess
created
what?
joy for us every time we put her on.
Yes, it did. Okay, favorite campaign trail snack?
Whiskey.
My girl. My girl. What do you miss most about being on the campaign?
I just really enjoyed it. I love talking to people all across America about shared problems. There's far more that binds us than divides us. And that really, really was emphasized in every state I went to. I really appreciated that.
Mm. Well, I just want to say that you shine. You just sparkle and shine, and it just makes me happy to see you. And I'm so glad I got to talk to you. I want to just thank you for being with me, Senator Gillibrand. Take care.
Thank you. And I just want to say hi to Kamala because she's up next.
I know she's coming. I'm so excited too.
I love you. Hi.
Okay,
Thank you
now
so much, Yvette.
thank
It's a
you.
pleasure and a joy. God bless
Oh,
you.
Senator, it was my joy. Thank you so much.